painters. I'm going to be showing you some watercolor techniques in this video. Remember, everyone's is going to be kind of different. I'm just showing you kind of how I would do it, but there's so many different ways. Your job is to be painting some sort of body of water. So it could be a river, a pond, a stream, a lake, even an ocean. Try to take a picture of that or find a picture. So here we go with those techniques. So I started out by lightly sketching out my scene with pencil. And now the first technique I'm going to show you is called a color wash. I'm going to start by getting my paper wet. If you're using watercolor paper, this color wash will make a really cool effect. Here we go. So now I'm going to get my brush wet again, grab some color for my sky, and just let it kind of blend and soak in to that water that's on the page. Now again, because it's a reflection, I'm going to do whatever I do on the sky, I'm going to do in the water, the lake area as well. And the water area might be kind of flowing, there might be a few waves, so you can kind of move the color around a little bit more than if it was just in the sky. I'm going to also start blending some other colors in here and we'll see how they flow. So now I've filled in my sky and my lake, and I'm going to show you another technique. It's called water on wet paint. So basically you're just dripping water on your wet paint, or repels the paint in the area that you drip the water. And it will start to make different designs. It might take a while to see it, but now you can also do this same thing by adding paint drops to the wet paint. You can see them start to spread out. So I've let my paper dry, and now I'm going to go in and do kind of the tree line here along the edge of the lake. And I'm going to be using kind of more of a dry brush technique for that. You're still going to get your paintbrush wet with water because you need water to make the paint work in the first place, but you're getting your paintbrush wet and kind of taking off some of the water on a paper towel first. So your brush isn't soaking wet with water. So you're going to get your brush a little bit wet, wipe it off, get your paint color, and then you're going to start filling in your space. Now, because you don't have so much water on your brush, you're able to get more of a controlled, more detailed kind of look, which I want with the trees because I want to be able to see the branches and more of the details of it. So. Now, because lakes show the reflection of whatever's around it, you're going to have to paint the reflection of the trees into the lake. This part you can do a couple different ways, but what I do is just to make sure that everything is lined up correctly. It's easier for me to kind of turn my paper to the side and look at it this way. So I'm looking at kind of the horizon line as the line of symmetry, and then trying to imitate what's on the left side onto the right side. So I'm going to do that quick, using the same technique, kind of more of the brush. You kind of want the brush to be more dry. Alright, so I've got that done. I did use a little bit more water when I was painting that. I didn't get the paint so dark, like the actual trees. The reflection you want to be a little more toned down, so I made it a little bit lighter. Now, if it was a really still day, no wind, the reflection might actually look just like this. But I want there to be some sort of ripples, a few little waves in my lake. So I'm just going to take my brush now, just with some water on it, and kind of run it through some of my reflections that I painted. Now I can also add some more ripples and waves down in the colored area part of the water. I'm going to do that with some of my lighter orange color. One of my last steps here, I'm going to fill in these kind of just areas of land with some grass. So I've already gotten some green paint on my brush, again doing kind of the dry brush technique, not so much water on there. And I'm just going to kind of make upward strokes of my brush, so you can kind of see those blades of grass.